No, hell no. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but this definitely doesn't should not be taught in school.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This time.
Are you ready? Are you ready to get down?
ladies and gentlemen,
What's up, everybody? It's Quisha King, and I am asking parents, concerned citizens, what they think about kids being exposed to drag shows. Come on, let's see what they say. Okay, so a lot of controversy has been going on in the schools with drag shows being shown to kids. Have you heard of this? Are you aware?
No, I had not heard of that.
That's actually a picture of one of the drag queen shows in Pennsylvania that kids were attending being held at the school for 3
I
years.
think that's very irresponsible on the staff at the school's part and parents letting their kids attend that. As far as the age frame, I don't think I would be comfortable if is it an elementary school, middle school? I don't think I'd be, if I found out that they had a drag show at my child's elementary school, I think I would be upset.
I'm super against it. I don't feel that, especially kids that aren't old enough to think for themselves yet, I don't think that's cool.
I wanted to know, how do you feel about children being exposed to the drag queen shows at school?
I didn't know that it was happening at school, but I'm sure that if it is done in schools, it's done tastefully.
So we're asking parents, concerned citizens, what they think about children being exposed to drag queen shows. What do you think?
There's nothing wrong with the drag shows, but exposing kids to that, I feel like that's completely wrong. I don't feel like anything should be forced on them, especially sexuality.
And things like that, controversial books. Have you heard about the books?
No.
Well, can I show you? Okay, so this is one of the books that's in middle school being shown to kids. What do you think?
Especially if now that's a different story. I would report the school on something like that.
And parents have been. And one of the things, when parents have been showing this at the school board meetings and actually reading from the books, the parents get told that they're being too vulgar. And they're like, that's the point. If we can't read it here, why are you reading?
I think the kids know. I don't think that's necessary at all. Keep them as innocent as possible as you can. There's a lot of influence and bad things going on in this world as is. Kids are very easily influenced. They soak up things like sponges. So the book is a no-go for sure.
So,
The imagery
so
that's not something I would want my child to see. That is not at all something I would want my child to see. That is graphic imagery, and this is being shown in the schools.
do you think that there is an age limit to it? Do you think, like, okay, if they're 16 and they have a drag queen show, okay, fine?
No, I don't think. I feel like as long as you're a minor, there should be nothing about sexuality that should be forced upon you.
So what if parents themselves are bringing their children to the shows? How do you feel about that?
How I feel about them bringing them? Well, if their parents want to bring them to the shows, they can do whatever they want. But me personally, like, I'm never going to be taking my daughter to a drag show.
I am very good friends with a few local drag queens, and I know that they are wonderful uncles, fathers, friends, and they know their audience, and that's what their talent is, I think. So I'm sure it's done tastefully and tactfully.
Well, let me show you one of the books that parents are complaining about.
Yeah. I don't even know how you get away with that. I really don't. That's outrageous. So,
Yeah, this is gender queer.
yeah, I'm glad you're informing me about that, because I definitely didn't know about it. So, like, I will speak with my wife about that, about our son and our other two children who haven't started school yet. But I definitely don't want them being exposed to anything like that.
I mean, if this was a grade school situation, I would say absolutely inappropriate. Middle school, there are questions that need to be answered. If this was in a sexual education bracket, like, I can see.
These are library books.
No.
So this drag queen show that was at the school, the parents were not notified. So what do you think What would be your response if you did have children and they were exposed to something like that and you weren't notified as a parent?
I'd be very upset. They're drag queens sometimes, they're like half naked sometimes, and then it could be misleading as far as drag, it could be a woman, but most times it's a man underneath there, and that could influence the kid's mind as well, not knowing, confusing them at a very early age, which could lead to early experimenting, which could go downhill very fast.